Hey team, better late than never. I've managed to make some progress on the Dark Elves project. This was the Khaine cohort of the army. So I've got a group of 12 Witch Elves, a couple of Assassins, and the Cauldron of Blood. Really like the newer Cauldron sculpt. I like the fact it's got wheels, whereas the old one was just sort of a fixed piece. This one, yeah, doesn't sort of, in my mind, make it a chariot, but at least it's mobile enough to get to the battlefield. Really detailed model. There's a lot more that could be done to it. I'm just leaving it here for the time being. I will come back to it later and add more to it, I think. There is a fantastic amount of detail and things to add to as far as painting goes in that particular model. I guess it's given me a good sense of why a centerpiece miniature might be a good idea, especially in a fantasy army. Anyhow, this is the Khaine faction for the project. The next section I had to do was the beasts. So here I've got a Hydra with a couple of antlers. I've got a Beastmaster on a Manticore and another Beastmaster on foot. I was originally going to work in a small unit of Harpies, but I've only got 4 of the old metal ones, so while I could find a 5th one to proxy, I've only got 4 of the original wings, so I'm going to need to sculpt some more wings to make that a viable unit, so that's a problem for later on rather than putting any further delays onto the project. Not really well practiced in painting larger miniatures, so this was a good opportunity. I did layer painting on the Manticore, and the Hydra was done with a base coat of contrast, so it was good to get a different feel for both approaches. And the final cohort of the army was just characters, so going left to right, I've got Morathi on her Pegasus Sulafet, I think its name was. The next one along I've seen described as an older edition Morathi model, but I'll just be using her as a general sorceress. Malus Darkblade on his Cold One named Spite, I think from memory, and a generic sorceress mounted on a Cold One. So the only other character I've got is I've got Malekith on horse, and I've got a black dragon, so I'm considering sort of combining the two and seeing if I can get Malekith as per the 6th edition army rules out of what I've got, but again, that's going to be a project for later. And apologies for shaky cam, but here's the obligatory gratuitous full army lined up shot. So we can see we've got the characters in the front. So just panning along. And behind them, a couple of bolt throwers, skirmishers, rows of spearmen, rest of the bolt throwers, chariot contingent behind those, 3 blocks of corsairs, 3 blocks of crossbows, and the cavalry I've got some cold ones, some dark riders, the Hydra, Morathi, the Cauldron with the Witch Elves, 2 lots of executioners, and 1 lot of blackguard, and finally the Manticore in the background. So it took a little bit longer to get it done than I would have originally anticipated because of that break, but now army's all done and ready to hit the tabletop. Pretty much going to call it finished here. If I could get another unit of Dark Riders or possibly some more Witch Elves, I'd maybe look at doing that. I wouldn't mind padding the unit of Blackguard up to 20, but I think I can probably call it here for the time being at least. Anyhow, thanks so much for watching. Hope everybody's doing well. Take care.